For many, many years, I used to hide my anxiety behind booze, particularly Stella Artois or Kronenbourg. And the reason my anxiety had gotten so high to such a degree that I had to hide it behind alcohol was because I did what a lot of people do when they have anxiety. They over-identify with it. Now, how do you over-identify with something like anxiety? Well, it's actually very, very simple. And it's a very, very big mistake, and you do not want to do this. Basically, what you need to do is keep telling yourself, I have anxiety. Or even worse than that, say to yourself, my anxiety, or talk to other people about my anxiety. The problem with doing that is that we make it personal, yeah? We take full possession of it. It becomes a part of our identity. Now, anything we identify with has the power to control us. And my anxiety used to control me, and therefore the only way I thought I could wrestle back control was to go blotto on it, essentially pass out. That is not a wise maneuver, and I would never ever recommend it to anybody. But this is a maneuver that I would recommend. Rather than saying my anxiety or I have anxiety, say this instead: I feel anxious about ... whatever that thing is. What you are doing then is that you're labeling the emotion I feel anxious about, yeah? So you're disidentifying with it. I feel anxious about this thing. You're identifying the problem. You're identifying the problem behind the problem, yeah? The anxiety is just the symptom of the problem that sits behind it. So say that. Don't say I have anxiety. Don't say my anxiety, because you're just going to over-identify with it. Say to yourself, I feel anxious about this thing. When you identify the thing you're anxious about, then you have the power to start making changes and to make a change to that thing so you feel less anxious about it. We need to stop demonizing our anxiety. We need to stop pushing down our anxiety, drinking our anxiety away, etc. Our anxiety is there for a very good reason, to motivate corrective behavior, to get us back on the right path. So, I feel anxious about, then identify what the thing is, then do something about this. At first, it might be hard to identify what the thing is you feel anxious about. That's just because it's not your habit yet. But the more you do that, the more you ask yourself, okay, so what am I feeling anxious about? The more you allow yourself to get into that state, to actually dig into it, well, what am I really feeling anxious about? The more you'll start to unpack and realize what that thing is. When you discover that thing, you can either deal with it on yourself or speak to someone like me or a good friend if it's something that needs more of a partnership working on it. So there you go. Don't over-identify with anxiety. It's a fucker.